Okay, that's money wiring. We're looking for Safari Transportation.
607.
They said they never heard of it.
Safari company, the money wiring. They said money there. That's the 607.
So Safari gets the money and then they wire it out.
Yeah, money.
That man just said that Safari is actually a money wiring company, so therefore they're receiving money and then wiring it somewhere underneath the name of a transportation
He
company.
said to go here.
Suite A right here. And then you have 617A right here, but this is reliable services, immigration, travel, and tax. I do not see a transportation company anywhere.
Morning. Hey, we're hoping to find Dreamline Transportation. You ever heard of it? He said to ask here, but you would know.
We should
So,
a long way.
Dreamline Transportation could be nothing more than a mailbox. 834.
So it could be one of these mailboxes. Well,
Get ready.
607 Safari Transportation doesn't exist. It's actually a money wiring business. 617 Dreamline, inside of there, it's actually a liquor store. And then 617A is a place where there's a bunch of mailboxes and it says reliable IPP services. How you doing, man?
The battle starts in 5,
Yes, sir.
4, 3,
Why are you sensationalizing
1.
the
All you need to
propaganda?
do is capture the
What are we
mission.
sensationalizing?
Got it?
What's your final objective?
We're not attacking your community by any means.
Are you making
We're
good money
looking,
on this?
we're looking for fraud. For instance, can you answer our question? Where's Safari Transportation under 607? It's not there. And why don't you answer?
Money are
Why don't you
you?
answer the
How much
question?
money
Where's
are you
617
making?
Dreamline Security?
How much money are you
I make
making?
money off of YouTube. That's how I make my money.
So you're making money off of sensationalizing.
That's my job.
Attacking the
Is
Somali community.
I'm not attacking you guys. We're asking.
I'll tell you the
Fraud is
reason why
fraud,
this is
sir.
happening. All right, let's show you the reason why.
Fraud is fraud, correct?
Yeah.
Well, this has nothing to do with race. This is fraud. It's
This is
fraud.
absolutely has to do with us being Muslim,
No, it does not.
all right, and us being from Africa. This is a constitutional argument. If you don't want us here, change the freedom of religion. Say, listen, we don't want Muslims in this country anymore.
We're not saying
No,
that.
no, no, no.
We're not
Because
saying that.
when I go
Sir,
onto
we're
your
talking about
comments-
fraud. You're talking.
When I go onto your comments,
My comments
what
aren't
I see
me.
is people that say we do not want Muslims here. Kick every single Muslim in Minnesota out of Minnesota.
That's a comment.
You're preparing for the Somali community to maybe be taken to concentration camps. Just like
How?
the Japanese community, all right? You're sensationalizing.
No, we're not.
All right,
Sir,
something that
answer
can,
the
listen,
question. Where-
that's something
where
that,
is the transportation
something
being
that can
used?
jeopardize
Answer the
the
question.
safety and the protection of the
This is
Somali
fraud.
community.
We're talking
If
about
anything
fraud.
happens to the
We're
Somali
talking about fraud.
I'm not physically touching. I'm not physically touching. No, I'm not physically touching.
This is fraud. We're talking about fraud. You're defending fraud. You're
When I go
defending
into your
fraud.
comments,
You're defending fraud.
people who hate Muslims, who want us out of here,
People can say what they
being
want.
Muslims, are using your material. Islamophobes use your material. People who hate Islam use your material. Say to us, we don't want you here. Change the Constitution. But guess what? Let me tell you something. Guess
Say
what?
it. Say it. We're asking about
You know,
fraud. We're asking about fraud.
You hate Muslims.
I'm not saying I hate
You
Muslims.
hate you
We're
know
talking
you
about
hate
fraud.
Muslims.
We're talking
Why
about
are you
fraud.
attacking us?
This
Are we
is
the
fraud.
only community that suffers because of fraud?
We're talking about
Are we
fraud.
the only community that does fraud? Are we the only community that does this?
This is about
All right,
fraud.
guess what? 300 Somali
This is
providers
fraud.
out of Minnesota.
There's actually 800.
Is there
So, transportation companies.
The security doesn't even speak English. Listen,
Yeah,
let me
so
tell you
see, this is going to raise issues, sir. This is about fraud.
You have, what, 1,000 providers?
Yeah, you guys have a...
Even if it's 2,000 providers, you're going to sacrifice the safety of
Sir,
80,000 people.
we're not
because of 2,000 providers. Are you fucking mad? Are you stupid?
I'm not stupid, you're stupid. We're the transportation company.
What if anyone mass
Listen.
shooting happens in Minnesota? It will be because of you. It will be because of you. If any Somali gets hurt in Minnesota, it's because of you, Shirley.
This is about fraud.
If a single Somali gets hurt,
This is about fraud, sir.
you sensationalize, you son of a sensationalize.
Wow, you're very nice.
Get the f out of our
Sir,
neighborhood.
can you tell me where the transportation
Out
company
of
is?
our neighborhood. We don't want you here. Get the f out of here.
Calm down, sir.
Get the f out of here.
Sir, this is about fraud.
You want it clicks?
You're sensationalizing yourself,
You
sir.
want it clicks?
You're sensationalizing yourself.
You want any clicks? Want any
Tell
YouTube?
me where the transportation
Want
vehicle
YouTube
is.
clicks? You got YouTube clicks. Now get the out of our community.
Tell me where the
Get
transportation.
the out of our community.
Tell me where the. This is about fraud. This is about fraud.
Say I don't want Muslims here. Say it.
I'm
I
not-
want to change the Constitution.
No, I don't
and
want to change the
freedom of
Constitution.
religion, and I don't want Muslim Somalis in Minnesota. Kick them out. I was born in this country. You have to take the passport away from me.
Relax.
That is what you are.
Sir, we're not talking.
Change the
This
Constitution.
is about fraud.
Fuck out of our community.
This is about fraud.
Fuck out of our community. Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid.
Tell me where the transportation company is then. Obviously for this video we had to get security because look at this now. Alright, we're going. But there is no transportation company in there. Fraud. There were no transportation companies. This isn't about race against religion. This is about fraud. We're fighting fraud here. We're not fighting a race.
Well, and this is what happens when you put a spotlight on fraud. The people who are benefiting become extremely violent, and the Somalis are the most violent people I have ever met in my whole life.
Because he couldn't answer the question. Where was the transportation company?
He wouldn't answer the question. All he did was make it about race and then issue threats.
Neither business was there or operating, and giving a very conservative estimate based off of David's numbers and other numbers online, it's fair to say each business is operating with an average of 20 vehicles and with a much lower and generous rate of $25 per trip, and with 10 alleged trips a day, each business is pulling an estimate of $1.3 million in gross revenue, and with those two locations alone, there's over $2.6 million in estimated fraud.
Alright, we're going to the next location.
What's interesting, Nick, is that one of the places we just visited, the 617 Cedar Avenue
30
South,
seconds before you attack.
that's
Get
for
ready.
Dreamline Transportation. That's the address listed with the state of Minnesota.
I wish I could have seen
But
Magneto's
the place that
face
we're
when you
going right
showed
now
up on
is going to have
Alcoa.
vans that say
He missed you
Dreamline
so
Transportation
much,
on them.
girl.
But they
You
haven't
know my
moved
father
in months and
well.
months. You'll see they're covered with
In my
snow. There will be no
dimension,
tire
you and
tracks.
he were
And so,
romantically
why are
entwined.
they using this
Well,
address?
it's me
And all that was in
The
there
battle starts
was a
in
liquor
5,
store.
4,
And he told us to talk to the guy next
2,
door, and those were all just
1.
mailboxes. And then the guy next door said, "Go talk to him." I said, "We just talked to him." Obviously, the cover up, and you see how they all stick together, and it's all this intimidation. And thank God we have the security we did there, because that could have been bad.
Now we're outside of this transportation vehicle company right here.
Yeah, and so you can see these are the vans that say Dreamline. You can see the sticker on the window and the numbers on the rear. None of these vehicles have moved in 8 months. I've been taking date stamp photos. All these vehicles are in the exact same spot they were 8 months ago. And look, there's no tire tracks, so they haven't moved.
And this van as well, this is Dreamline. Dreamline was the location where we got chased out from the Somalis on
I am ready to put on a
Cedar.
show.
And this is a vehicle from Dreamline that actually didn't even exist. It was a liquor store. And now it's here, and the vans haven't moved at all. Literally. No vans and no tire tracks anywhere. If these vans are being used to transport people, whether it be healthcare, childcare, there would be snow tracks. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 vehicles here. No snow tracks anywhere. These vehicles are not being used, and these transportation companies are making lots of money. Meanwhile, there's actually nothing to show for it. Here's all of the vehicles right here. And the vehicles that are coming in and out, like this Toyota, it does not have anything to do with the transportation company because there's no stickers on it and there's snow tracks. But the vehicles that are supposed to be used for transportation are literally locked in. Snow is building icicles. No one's even came out to remove the snow off the window. These transportation vehicles are not moving. And then right here, David has more paperwork for Silver Mountain. And there's 3 different companies in the same address.
Yeah.
So when we talk about how all these companies are intertwined.
Invest, what are you doing, man? Stop scrolling reels and get in.
This is why these transportation companies are so essential to the fraud in Minnesota, because they allow the fraud to be supported, as the majority of the fraud is from welfare programs like daycares, operating centers, and adult daycares, and healthcare services. They need to leave a paper trail to make it look like something is happening. Therefore, they use these transportation companies to create that paper trail by saying they're moving people from an adult daycare to a healthcare provider, for example, but they actually never provide the service at the healthcare provider. But that paper trail allows them to continue to bill the state for the money, and everyone gets paid. That's why this fraud is so deep and hard to dismantle, because quite literally everyone is involved.
It's all because the state of Minnesota never.
Alright, so this is actually the location for Silver Mountain, Inc., LLC, and Co. Let's see. Yes, we're wondering where Silver Mountain. Silver Mountain.
It says 2722 Park Avenue.
Where is
Silver Mountain here? Silver Mountain. We don't have permission to do that.
Okay, so Silver Mountain does not exist.
No, the name's got Silver Mountain. Silver Mountain.
Alright, sir, well, so Silver Mountain does not exist.
You're making a business. You have millions of people watching you. You're making business.
Okay, sir,
People.
you have millions of people watching right
Yes.
now. Where is Silver Mountain
I don't know
Home
where
Healthcare?
Silver Mountain is.
Okay, well that's what we're
But-
looking for. Alright, we're moving on. So Silver Mountain does not exist. David, we're just simply asking for where is Silver Mountain Home Healthcare?
Any of these companies. I mean, this is shocking. 3 companies are supposed to be in that building, and he's never heard of them. He doesn't know anything about them.
And look, so they don't exist there. Right
30
there,
seconds before you
Somali
attack.
Senior
Get
Center
ready.
and Adult Day Services, a daycare right there. All these welfare companies are in the same location, but their businesses,
exactly
that business didn't even exist.
It's all fraud. All of it.
So right there is a transportation company, no passenger, just a driver. How come you think when it comes time to take accountability for what's happening, or just to answer simple questions about the fraud, they can't answer?
3,
Well, I
2,
think
1.
their reaction tells you all you need to know. The reaction is so violent that if there was no fraud going on, they would say, what are you talking about? They would have a civil conversation, but they can't, because they know we're shining a light on the fraud, and they have no defense. So in their mind, being loud and using profanity is their only defense.
Because I'm trying to get an opportunity to say, where are the transportation companies? Where are the daycares? Where are the children? Where are the companies now? Yet they can't answer.
And to this point, Nick, the transportation companies we've been to, we haven't seen a single vehicle at any of them. In fact, some don't even exist. We can't even find them. Behold the God of the addresses that are listed on the Secretary of State's website as their business address.
This is a massive parking lot here. We're going to ask them where their vehicles are. They should not have any excuse as to why they don't have their vehicles here, other than if they are out driving right now. I mean, what's the story behind this business?
Well, this business is new as of March of 2024. It's Muhammad Malim is the registered agent for 713 Minnehaha Avenue East.
Me and David headed into this building, however, the owner was not there.
We're here at the suite of Epimonia Transport LLC. There's actually not even a sign here. And anyone here. We think there's a guy over here. Let's see if we can talk to him really quick. Do you know about Epimonia Transport here?
So there was a transportation company here in 305 for a long time, even before I joined the building a few years ago. He's never really here. I've seen the office a couple times. There's barely anything in there but a couch. And then I see him maybe twice a month at IF, so.
And there's no transport vehicles outside. Massive parking lot, but no transport.
I've never seen one. I've been here for 3 years and I'm always here. I'm a workaholic. I'm just nonstop here, so I know everybody in the building. And this specific space here is probably the most sketchy out of any other business here. Everyone else is here. They're friendly. He just pops in and out.
For instance, this guy Muhammad, he should have his business in 308. There should be transportation vehicles outside. There's nothing.
That's weird that you say 308 because he's always been in 305.
Wow, so he's even lying on his public records with the government.
I would assume if he was to make and doing fraud, it makes sense to switch it up and throw people off track. It would be the first thing somebody would do, I would think.
So since the fraud has started to be exposed, Muhammad has left the scene, and that guy just said, he confirmed that there was never even been transportation vehicles outside. So Muhammad has completely left the scene. He's nowhere to be found, and this parking lot, massive parking lot, actually never even had any transport vehicles according to the guy who lived or had an office next to Muhammad. How quick do you think the fraud would dry out here in Minnesota if they would cut out the transportation side of the fraud?
I think it would have a massive effect, and that the signal that would send would let people know the party's over.
Because if me and you were to go to the doctor, we either have to find a family member, drive ourselves, or pay for an Uber. How can they even have this set up?
Yeah, I tried to arrange a ride with one of these Somali transportation companies. They said they were all full. So now we're at 2833 13th Avenue South in Minneapolis, and there's supposed to be a non-emergency medical transportation company here called Advanced Mobility Incorporated. And what's interesting about this company is that state records show that it first registered with the state of Minnesota in 1999.
And they have been in business for over 26 years.
Yes, correct.
So we go inside.
They must have a lot of vehicles.
So this is Advanced Mobility 2833, boarded up. All these windows are covered right here. We're gonna see if we can go inside. There's a bunch of shops in here. We have money transferring shops. We got clothes in here. There's a coffee shop. Let's see, Advanced Mobility in here. We got bikes here. Is Advanced Mobility here? You know where Advanced Mobility is? She's recording over there, so. Suite 224. Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is? Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is? Yeah, we're looking for it. Never heard of it? What is this? Oh, my name is Nick Shirley. We're just looking for Advanced Mobility. Where's Advanced Mobility at? That's what we're asking for. All right, we're looking for Advanced Mobility. Nobody can help us right now. We got a whole group of people trying to get us out of here. We're looking for Advanced Mobility. Advanced Mobility doesn't exist.
Get out. You need to get out. You need to get out. Get out.
Now they're pushing us out of here.
Get out.
Where's Advanced Mobility at?
We don't care about Advanced Mobility.
That's what we're asking for.
Get out. Get out.
Would you like to give a statement on where Advanced Mobility is?
Nope. Go ahead. Get out. We don't care.
So Advanced Mobility is not anywhere here. We're leaving, sir. Would you like to give a statement on what's happening here in Minnesota?
You make stuff up. This is a lie. I don't care. Who do you work for? Who do you work for? No, who do you work for?
Nick Shirley.
Who do you work
This
for?
is Nick Shirley, sir.
I don't care about Nick Shirley. That's you.
Yes, sir.
But who do you work for?
For Nick Shirley.
I don't care about Nick Shirley.
That's who he's working for today, Nick Shirley.
This is from the state of Minnesota.
Pick your hero.
Get out of here.
I'm not
And see, you guys say I can't film, but look at you guys filming. You can do that. You can film here. Advanced Mobility doesn't exist.
Well, so what was interesting was we walked in there, and on the state's website, it says it's in Suite 224, but it's a one-story building. None of the suites had the number 2 on them. It doesn't exist. And it's been registered since 1999, and it doesn't exist.
All right, next location. David, where are we at?
We're at what's called Ray's, R-A-Y-Z Transportation, LLC.
And this is Ray's Transportation. We're on a street. There's no parking lot for any transportation vehicles. We'll see what happens. This is the address
30
for Ray's
seconds before you
Transportation.
attack. Get ready.
See if anybody is here.
Stand back.
Is Ray's Transportation here, sir?
I don't know. Transportation place. There's no transportation places here.
Oh, okay, well,
Healthcare place.
R-A-Y-Z.
well, I think it's confirmed they're not here, David. So it's confirmed that Ray's Transportation, all of these transportation companies, they're kind of like ghost companies. They exist on paper, but they don't actually exist.
1.
in person.
Would you like to see anybody in the government here held accountable?
Most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds.
And what's your message to Tim Walz?
Make a change. Make a change, because there's definitely, even when it comes down to like the kids and stuff, there's definitely stuff that like we need spaces for the things that are going on that they're not doing. We need these type of spaces for it. Now this is crazy stuff, but I'm glad that you're bringing light to it. It is a crazy, interesting situation.
Hey,
Going on? It's nonsense.
you should get in your car because
You should not be doing that, right? You are creating misinformation. This is not fair. It's not fair for the American people to be doing that.
To the mission area.
It's not fair. It's not fair what you mean. You cannot be doing that. You're not being fair.
How?
This country is built on fairness. You're not being fair. You
Yes, sir.
cannot come into the community and be doing that.
So we shouldn't allow fraud to be happening, right?
Let the legal system do its job.
Well, it's
We
failed.
got a governor. We got an attorney general. Let them do the job. You're not in a position to do the job. You're not a prosecutor. If you want to run for office, go ahead, run for office. But you cannot be doing this. This is misinformation. This is the information.
How is it misinformation, sir? It's from the
This is what you're doing.
state of Minnesota.
You coming everywhere. Where you coming from?
Feeling fantastic.
You see what I mean? We're talking about the facts that's happening here.
Get it.
Sir, so we were just having a civil conversation. That guy hopped out of his car in the middle of the road. In the middle of the road about the fraud that's happening. And he's saying that I'm the bad guy for showing light of what's happening here.
They're passionate people. They don't want this type of stuff either going on or be brought to light. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna it's a very tight-knit community.
You saw it firsthand how crazy it gets out here. He hopped out in the middle of the intersection. So this isn't about race. You're a black guy. They're black, right? We don't have no ill feelings towards you by any means. We're talking about the fraud that's happening. So God bless you, sir. And thank you very much. Why are we doing this?
So we're doing this, A, because it's the right thing to do. The people of Minnesota, the people of America want this done. Fraud is fraud. And when we try and talk with people and say, look, the main reason we're doing this is to find out why are all these checks being written by the state of Minnesota for companies that don't even exist. That's what we're trying to figure out. It's not a race issue, it's a fraud issue, and fraud is fraud.
And so what most people don't understand about this fraud is it is literally the entire state of Minnesota. It's not just in one part of Minneapolis.
Right, and so I think what happens is the people in the suburbs of Minneapolis and St. Paul, they get lulled into a false sense of security because they say, oh, that's in Minneapolis, it doesn't affect us, or that's in St. Paul. And we're showing that this fraud spreads throughout the entire state of Minnesota, including all of the suburbs. And we're going to bring to light exactly what's going on in those respective suburbs.
And so what's happening in this suburb of St. Louis Park?
Well, this is one of the Somali NEMT, non-emergency medical transportation companies that's registered with the state of Minnesota in St. Louis Park. And so let's see if this one actually exists.
This is the location of Crescent Transportation. We have no vans outside right now. There's no any vans are outside. Let's go inside. Crescent Transportation exists. Here we are, and it's an apartment complex. There's no signage of any Crescent Transportation company. Once again, another fraudulent business where they don't even have a storefront to show it out. This is an apartment complex. So this is an apartment complex right here? Yeah. And have you ever seen Crescent Transportation out here? Nope. And what do you think about the fraud taking place here in Minnesota?
I'm a taxpayer. I don't like it.
What's your message to all the fraudsters?
Prosecute their ass. Take them to jail.
And how do you feel knowing that, for instance, right here, a transportation company that receives money from the government is not even here? It's the apartment complex.
I just said I don't like it. I'm a taxpayer. I work hard for my money. He right here fraud. He should go to jail.
And should Tim Walz go to jail?
Oh, he cricket too, huh? All them cricket, all the politicians. My daddy ain't got like none.
So that man right there just confirmed that this is an apartment complex.
Right, and so the cities have specific rules governing operating businesses out of apartments. They do not allow transportation companies to park vehicles in an apartment parking lot. None of the cities in the Twin Cities allow that.
Because even if you were to be running a transportation company out of your apartment, there's nowhere to park the cars.
Well, where are they? There aren't any. Crescent, I don't see anything with Crescent on it anywhere.
More fraud taking place here.
So this is called Hopkins Child Care Center. This facility is licensed for 118 children, so this should be a really big facility. And this year alone, they have received $2.25 million from the state of Minnesota, and last year they received $1.92 million from the state of Minnesota. And this facility, in the past 5 years, has been in the top 10 for the most money received from the state of Minnesota.
So there should be plenty of children. There should be footprints of children walking in there.
This should be a very busy place, yes.
So this right here is Hopkins Child Care Center. They're receiving over $2 million a year. All of the windows are completely blacked out. You can't even get in. And for a place that's supposed to have over 100 children, there's no footprint anywhere going into the store. And it's locked. Midday right now. This is the back side of the daycare. We're ringing the doorbell right now. See if anybody comes. Hello, sir. How are you doing? How are you doing?
3,
Yes, sir.
2,
Get out. Listen, get out. This is our business. What are you looking for?
We don't care what you do on the
parking
lot. Go this side. Yeah. This is private.
I can be here in the parking lot.
No. You don't be here.
Wait, can we ask you about the daycare? Can we ask you about the daycare?
No. I don't get kids.
Sir, I am not racist. I'm asking.
No. You're not asking nothing.
$2.25 million.
Get out, you guys. Get out.
$2.5 million.
Get out, hey. Get out. What are you looking for?
We're asking. We want to
Get out.
ask you about $2.5 million.
Get out. No, you cannot do that.
Where? This is.
Get out.
Even
No.
small victories
Get
are
out.
celebrated.
Get out. No.
Sir.
You have to get out. This is our property. Get out.
Why? Can I ask you about the daycare? I have the paperwork right here.
No. Get out.
What's the need for $2.25 million for a daycare?
Get out.
Can you answer the question?
Get out. No, I don't ask you any question.
You can't.
Get out.
You can't answer the
Get
question.
out. No. Who are you?
My name's Nick.
Who are you?
Sir.
No, I don't give a. Get out. Get out.
Could you answer the question?
No, I don't.
What's the need for $2.25 million for a daycare?
No.
I don't have
Get out.
Okay.
Get out.
And it's licensed for 118 children, but I don't see any footprints of any children here. I don't see any footprints of any children here.
Get out. You guys. Get out.
I'm just asking you about what we're seeing here.
No. Get out.
You-
Get out our business.
you-
Get out.
sir.
This is not property.
You have millions of
Get
people
out.
watching now. Can you say
need to
what's
disappear.
the need for $2.25 million and where are the 118 children?
Get out.
Sir, I'm just asking you a simple question.
Get out. No, you don't ask me any question. Get out.
You have the opportunity
Get
to
out.
answer
No.
the question.
No. You can't ask me nothing. Get out. Get out. Our business, man. Get out. Get out, man. Get out.
Sir,
Get out.
just answer the question.
No.
Answer the
Get out.
question.
No. Get out. Leave.
Sir, just answer the question.
Hey, don't touch me.
YouTube, man. Get out.
All right, code word has been given. We're out. All right, we gotta get out of here. Sir, to answer the question, where are the children? No footprints of any children around here. No footprints of any children. They can't even answer the question. We gave them so many opportunities. We gave them plenty of opportunities to answer some simple questions. Millions of people are watching right now.
They came out with guns blazing. Everyone knows where are the children? 118 children. No footprints in the snow. All of their vehicles were sitting there with 2 feet of snow on them. They haven't moved in months.
The windows are all blacked out.
Yeah.
The same thing at all these daycares. 4 men came out. Yet they couldn't answer the simple question. We have it right here. 118 children. $2.25 million this year.
Welcome to Minnesota.
Now this daycare center, how much money has this one received?
So this childcare center is called South Childcare Center, and it's in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, which is a very high-income area. It's a further out suburb from Minneapolis. So there are a lot of multi-million-dollar homes right in this neighborhood, and this childcare got $1.25 million in funding in fiscal year 2025. It got $1.08 million last year. It opened in 2021. Let's go see if we can find any kids.
There should be at least 40 children here. Looking at the snow prints, does not look like there's any snow prints of any young children. And all of these windows are completely blacked out. Let's see if we could could I enroll my son Joey into daycare here? Well, do you have the paperwork where I can enroll our child? Oh, my name's Nick Shirley. I was wondering if I can enroll a child. I have a son named Joey. My name's Nick Shirley. Yeah, I'm just coming out, seeing if I can enroll my child, Joey. We just want to get a statement as to why this daycare needs $1.26 million, and if it's even possible to enroll somebody like my child, my imaginary child, Joey. No, you guys can't give a clear statement, or could you even give me a paper to enroll a child into the daycare? Just to show that you guys are a legit business. It would debunk all claims if you could just give me a piece of paper saying where to enroll a child. You can't do that. Okay, well, thank you very much. And I hope this place actually is holding 47 children, because you guys are receiving $1.26 million in this year alone. So have a great rest of your day. They won't even give us a paper to enroll a child. Could have debunked all their claims. They can't even do it. One of the big talks about the fraud is about Quality Leering Center. It's a daycare that has received $1.9 million. It's licensed for over 99 children. And instead of Quality Learning, it says Quality Leering Outside. But the big controversy about the Quality Leering Center is that Somalians, after the video went live, they all of a sudden started shuffling children into the daycare. But at the same time, the Commissioner of Children of Minnesota was on a live stream saying they had closed the daycare a week ago.
Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago.
How much money has this place all received? And what's...
So this is the one that's licensed for 99 children.
The Supreme Court is now debating on what a woman is. Listen to this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since you bring it up, start there. Dr. Verma, I wasn't sure I understood your answer to Senator Moody a moment ago. Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because
We gotta get rid of these people. We gotta get rid of them. This is crazy. Like, this is you've got it. This has got to stop. This is so ridiculous, so insane, so stupid. What is this? Take away our license.
going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And that's where I paused. I think I wasn't sure where you were going.
Well, the goal is the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there.
I love watching this unravel in real time. I do. There has been nothing better than watching these people totally unravel and unwind in real time. This is embarrassing. This is the saddest thing ever. It is.
I'm not really sure what the goal of the question.
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics.
Right.
So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities.
This is crazy. This is insane. What is wrong with you? Back to the script? Yes.
But
can men get pregnant?
Many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women.
Can men get pregnant?
They hit a checkpoint. Again, as I'm saying.
Let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics.
I don't know how anybody can watch this and not come to the conclusion that this woman is absolutely insane and she should have her license taken away from her. Like, if you think that men can get pregnant or you can't answer this simple biological reality, you should be disbarred. Like, not disbarred, but like, you know, have your license totally taken away. Like, what are we doing with this? It's insane that this is even happening. Like, and this is the problem, is that I don't think that we are nearly aggressive enough with these people that are trying to take their weird ideology and turn it into an actual practice. Like, you have to totally destroy these people. And you have to make an example out of them, too. Because if you don't do that, they will totally unravel the world just so they can feel good or to fit in with their ideology. You can't let this happen at all.
So, can men get pregnant? You're a doctor.
A doctor.
Should guide medicine.
Science and evidence.
Science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant. Biological, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
No,
No, you don't understand. No, this is all a political tool. Oh my God.
Yes/no questions are about the truth, Doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert. And
this is, thank you. Do you remember what I've said before about experts? I've said this over and over and over again. These people are not experts. Stop referring to them as experts. They are absolutely not. Who's defending her? The people that put her up there to say this shit. Absolutely. If you think that this is the truth, a lot of these weird leftist people, they do this constantly. They can't define what a woman is, but they can define what sexism is against women instantly. How does that happen?
you've been telling us that you follow, right?
Never
You're a
listen to
doctor,
experts.
and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is. I'm not. I'm trying to know complexity.
It's not complicated. It's just not.
It's not complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
Man. She's definitely in denial. It is. This is a doctor. And I want you guys to see how bad it is. See, these are the same people that are out there repeating these same lies over and over. You gotta institutionalize these people. You gotta do something about it. You can't let people out here going around, this is a doctor. Where are our standards? What the hell is going on?
It's extraordinary. No, I'm not conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
What you're talking, oh, let's hear what this actually is. Oh my God.
You're not going to answer my question. This isn't.
She's afraid of being attacked by people out in public. I know. And you have to force these people into admitting it. And I think that really the more that you press them on this, the more this will fall apart and totally unravel. This is what happens, is that these ideologies, there's a reason why the entire internet needed to be censored in order to make these ideologies able to exist. It's because the moment that even the slightest amount of logic and rationality is applied to them, they totally fall apart. They collapse.
Hard doctor, can men get pregnant? Yes or no?
I would be more than happy to have a conversation with you.
It's so patronizing and obnoxious and annoying don't you just hate people like this? They're so annoying. I hate them.
That is not coming from a place of trying to be polarized and
It's polarizing to talk about whether men can get pregnant or not. I'm sorry, but if you get polarized by that, you need to be in a box. You need to be in a padded room.
I'm not trying to be polarizing. I'm trying to ask. I think it is
reality.
extraordinary that we are here in a hearing about science and about women. And for the record, it's women who get pregnant, not men. We are here about the safety of women and science that shows that this abortion drug causes adverse health events in 11% of cases. That's 22 times greater than the
That's insane. 11% is a crazy number.
FDA label and other facts you haven't acknowledged, and yet you won't even acknowledge the basic reality that biological men don't get pregnant. There's a difference.
This is, remember what I said before about how these people have totally replaced religion with ideology? This is their new religion. This is the reason why they can't deny it or go back on it or say anything that is counter to it at all. This is a dogmatic cult religion.
2, 1.
Difference between biological men and biological women. I don't know how we can take you seriously and your claims to be a person of science if you won't level with this on this basic issue. I thought we were past all of this, frankly. I can't believe we're still here talking about this.
I'm a person of science, and I'm also someone here to represent the complex experiences of my patient, and I don't think
It's not complex at all. What do you mean it's complex? It's just, this is what they do. It's insane, man. She's a confused person. She is.
polarized language or questions serve that goal. I don't think they serve the American people.
It is not polarizing to say that there is a scientific difference between men and women, and I want this to be clear and for the record. It is not polarizing to say that women are a biological reality and should be treated and protected as such. That is not polarizing, that is true. It is also, by the way, the United States Constitution, which offers unique protections to women in a variety of circumstances as women.
That's another really big component he's talking about, is that if you can't define what a woman is, how can we define sexism against women? How can we define gender discrimination against women? How can we define any of these different things that all of our laws and all of our country is built around if we can't even identify what a woman is in the first place? You see what I'm saying? And this is what these people have a problem with, is they're not even able to engage with this even in the first degree of rationality. So yeah, whenever you make your ideology your identity, you perceive every criticism as a personal attack, and you will always defy logic just so you can feel in the right. True. She just said why she's there. She doesn't want to lose patience in the money, giving a logical answer. Well, again, I think that there needs to be some degree of accountability for people that are engaging with this stuff, especially if they're doctors. Because when you're a doctor, like, this is a license that's given to you by a medical board. If a medical board is giving out licenses to people that don't know what a woman is, then at what point are they enabling malpractice? Really?
And your refusal to recognize women as women and men as men is deeply corrosive to science, to public trust, and yes, to constitutional protections for women as women. And I think it's
I don't think that Republicans are even remotely as aggressive against this stuff as they should be. Like, in my opinion, I think that any of these different doctors that did any sort of intervention, like any sort of trans intervention on anybody under the age of 13, should be brought up on child mutilation or child endangerment charges. They should be totally, removed from the license. We should put them in jail, do all of this retroactively, take these people, remove their licenses as well, and then just totally scorched earth these people. Because the reality is that you can never reason with people that are brainwashed. and this is a really big mistake. 18, not 13. I think 13 is a point where everybody can agree. I think 14 to like 18, there's like some gray area, right? So like all I'm talking about are the easy wins, okay? You want to say 18? I agree with you on 18. But the fact is that 13 and under is the easy win. And so anyway, not even close? Yeah, sure, right? Okay, fine, 18. I don't care. Why are we even arguing about this? Doesn't matter. My point is that they need to be way more aggressive with these people, because you're never going to reason a person out of a position that they didn't reason themselves into. These people are afraid. So the only way that you can conquer that is to make them more afraid of you. And so the way that you do that is you introduce penalties, punishments, and accountability that is so brutal and so extreme that they're afraid to push this ideology on kids. They're afraid to try to change science in a way that affirms mentally ill people's gender identity, and they're afraid to try to push this on the public. That's what you have to do. You have to be aggressive. You have to go completely all the way with it. And if you don't do that, what they do is they just kind of stay in their little box and they consolidate power more and more and more and more as much as they can, and then eventually they will exercise that same power against you. You have to shut them down. You totally shut them down, and you do it with literally no mercy, no recourse, no like second guessing yourself. You totally destroy them.
Extraordinary.
I don't know why they
that you would sit here and advance a political agenda that has been thoroughly discredited
Completely
and rejected
crushed it. You do.
in this forum. And I'm glad we had this exchange because it's exceptionally clarifying. It's also in many ways quite depressing. I see that my time is nearly expired. I just want to thank the other witnesses for being here. Thank you for protecting women and children. Thank you for your valiant efforts. Thank you for following the science. And thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this.
Holy shit, what is going on? And utter Karen annihilation. I know. What do you mean there's a gray area in 14, 18? I think that some people view people like teenagers, older teenagers, as having a degree of like ability to understand what they want more than like a 7-year-old, for example. But I don't think anybody under 18 needs to be having any sort of medical transgender interventionism. Like no puberty blockers, no surgery, no anything. So it's not like I don't agree with you. I'm just saying, like, for 13 and under, that's like that's the really crazy stuff. And so yeah. And about then your brain isn't developed till 25. Yeah, but you can join the army at 18. So I figure if you wanna go on, get surgery or whatever, that's totally fine. But anyway, let me see if I can pull out the rest of these, because yes, there has been a massive crash out for this, and they're actually falling apart trying to justify why women aren't women. Oh, here we go again. Here's another one.
You'll need a top-notch
Miss
team
Verma,
to win this
can
one.
men get pregnant?
Dr. Verma,
Yes.
I just want to make sure we're
Dr.
all abreast.
If it was up to me, not for long. Doctor.
Who are you calling a rat?
Can men get
A
pregnant?
doctor.
As a
Way for
doctor,
the king
give
of
me your
teens.
opinion. As a doctor, can men get pregnant?
Somebody's laughing.
I mean,
I'll move
Yep.
on to the next one. Is doctor.
No, you never let these people move on. You bury them. Absolutely bury them. What are
Men
you
get
doing
pregnant?
moving on?
Don't you make way for the king of
I
teens.
know you're a lawyer, an AG, like I was an AG. Can men get pregnant? No. Miss Verma,
No,
can...
obviously not. Obviously you can't get pregnant if you're a fucking, if you're a man. Duh. It's so obvious. Let me go and see if I can find the other comments about this, because there's been even more about
not
this
an
with the
avatar
Supreme
shit.
Court.
A horseman.
It is insane.
Don't you worry now. Gambit got
NES.
better.
And they go after the kids because it makes them unstable to procreate. It's the only way they can keep their ideology alive. Well, again, like, the only problem is that I think that a lot of these conservatives, and I don't even think it's a conservative thing, I think this is just a normal people thing. I think a lot of these just straight up normal people are unwilling to be as aggressive and as hostile against this stuff as I think they need to be. And I think that's the big issue that we have now, is that basically there's no real accountability for these people. So because they don't face any accountability, they just say and do whatever the hell they want. So that's really the big problem, I think, that what happens. Let me see if I can pull up the rest of the comments about this too, because what is this, Supreme Court? I guess maybe France, probably a better way to look at it. See if I can find the rest of it for a conservative. I don't even think that I'm a conservative, to be honest. I don't think so at all. I think this is just common sense reality. So yeah, and
as well. Why are you splitting up sports? Like, I'm pretty sure a woman can play basketball as well as a man if she practices.
Ain't nobody stealing canvas.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
oh my God, where are these people? Like, how can you be this delusional? This is insane.
The Department of Justice will not sit by when women are discriminated against in sports.
I will echo Attorney General's comments about how brave these women are, these young women.
I think on behalf of course, myself, but I think...
Yeah, obviously, right? I mean, the West is falling. Well, I think that the reason why things are getting worse is because there's nobody that actually holds these people accountable, and that's the main issue of what happens. Uh-oh, here we go.
I've been fighting this fight since 2019 when I filed an amendment to the Democrats' Equality Act to protect women's sports.
Equality.
We then filed a standalone bill in 2020, and it took 3 years for it to pass the House floor. We filed it again this last year, and thanks to your advocacy, it passed the House with bipartisan support.
Yep.
Yet because of the ridiculous filibuster of the Senate, it dies in the Senate, which is why these cases are so important. SCOTUS has a chance to protect women because the Senate has failed them. During this entire fight, I have said that states need to exercise their 10th Amendment right to protect women's sports, and thankfully, 27 states have exerted their rights and passed bills to protect women.
Thank God.
Title IX was created by Congress over 50 years ago, specifically to create and protect women in sports.
Obviously.
Yet due to the left's version of what a woman is, it has been under constant attack.
Jesus.
Men do not belong in women's sports because they are not women. They are men. The Supreme Court has the opportunity to...
I don't see how anybody can argue against this on any sort of foundation that makes sense at all. Really. There's no foundation for this at all. It's crazy.
States' ability to act at a minimum,
so simple, yeah. It's so obvious.
But it is also time that the U.S. Supreme Court to rule there are only 2 genders, and trans is not one of them.
Yeah, obviously.
God bless each and every one of you, and God bless the great United States of America.
Thank God. Okay, finally, we're getting some degree of changes. Current men as trans girls who's ignoring biological proof. What is this here? Conservative justice, Amber Current. What is it?
You're just drawing a line based on biological sex and saying that trans girls can't be on the girls' team.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, pretty much.
In an age group that's prepubescent.
Yeah.
The record in this case does not support the notion that males lack an athletic advantage at 6 years old. That's about as early as the science goes from what's in the record. And even at that age, males have about a 5% athletic advantage over girls in most situations. Now,
you're just
It's just like, I mean, when would there ever be a situation where a 6-year-old was trans? Oh, I know. Whenever the parent, probably the mother, grooms them to be trans. It's insane, man. Yeah, prepubescent boys are absolutely still stronger than girls. Yeah, I mean, obviously they are. I mean, it's not even a question. But this is what happens. You argue the Supreme Court the definition for sex should not be used when ruling how to enforce Title IX. And this is the other big problem for what happens is that this is the reason why I don't think anybody should accept the lie that, you know, gender and sex are 2 different things. The reason why is because they intentionally redefine these terms in order for them to try to tell you what the difference is. And I think that basically they do that, they redefine terms, and then they build legal cases around the redefinitions. That's what happens.
This is the opposition leader, Susan.
But I want to be extremely clear today. The opposition has extremely serious concerns about the government's legislation. The legislation does not address the real issues that gave rise to the Bondi attack.
It doesn't address Islamic extremism. It doesn't address ISIS influence. And it doesn't address the rise of anti-Semitism and the associated terrorist threat. What the bill does is clumsily try to address hate speech and control firearms. To date, the legislation has not stood the basic scrutiny as part of the parliamentary inquiry that is ongoing and has taken place over the last couple of days. Now, having heard evidence from the department, legal experts and the community, it is clear the legislation protects hate preachers by making exemptions for things written in religious texts, but fails to define what those religious.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
You'll need a top-notch
y'all remember when
team
those
to
terms
win this
weren't
one.
offensive? What a crazy time period 2026 is. Welcome back to this strange corner of the internet on YouTube. In case you're not familiar with me, my name is John Techstone, Jonathan Techless. And today we will be talking about Kai Cenat. It appears Kai Cenat has found himself in some hot water.
Mobs are taking over Minnesota, engaging in open combat with the federal government. Oh, they're telling this woman to get out of her car, but she's still moving it.
If we want to end this, we're going to need our most brilliant minds on the case.
Between you and Tony?
Welcome back to a series so yummy. Even Oreo subscribed. In today's video, Hassan's merch is now being advertised on Twitter. Very communist of him. A Democrat politician has called out Hassan for essentially pushing people away from voting and sabotaging his own side. Asmongold has been accused of being a PDF file by deranged Twitter users. This allegation was apparently started by Hassan fans in the past. He and his editor have responded explaining the situation and providing the evidence. Asman claims that he might actually be suing these people for defamation. Cinema, Hassan is calling out people for being in a cult. Ironic. Disgraced streamer Mizkit is back, and he's begging for a collab with Sneeko. Sneeko has responded absolutely destroying him, talking about how he ignored him when he was smaller, and he's now crawling back to him. Battle of the Re-Gods has commenced. They go back and forth arguing about illegal material, Reddit brigading, and much more. Insufferable IRL streamers are back after impersonating police officers and harassing random people. They are getting confronted big time. Subscribe, or you gotta pick between Mizkit and Sneeko as your father. Choco.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Now let's begin. Right, so Hassan is back, and apparently somebody is running ads on Twitter for his merch. Hassan Piker's merch is now being advertised on Elon Musk's X. Here we got some screenshots, products. Union made Hassan Piker Pentagon t-shirt, bold design, made in the USA. Get yours now. Get the Hassan Piker lobotomy hoodie, union made, heavyweight comfort with bold design, pre-order now. Oh, now I get it. That's why it's called a lobotomy hoodie, because if you tune into the Hassan Piker stream, you basically get a lobotomy. Okay, I see, it all makes sense now. By the way, very communist of you, Hassan. Very, very socialist. This is not capitalism at all, guys. Does he have this in the shop? That's perfect for the fascist Hassan. Ah, yes, the best kind of Democratic Socialist, the fake one. Spencer's Gifts ass merch. All hail capitalism. Typical hypocritical commie who looks terrible. Shot collar included. New terrorism clothing line. People get criticized for having a check mark. Meanwhile, our socialist king is advertising his merch on Nazi.com. Right, so I will say, I don't actually know if it's Hassan himself actually putting these ads, but I think it's an interesting statement to advertise on Twitter in general when you consistently call someone like Elon an evil person or a white supremacist, etc., etc. That would come across pretty hypocritical. Now, I'm trying to think. I don't know who else would be putting these ads, just giving him all the grace here. It could be, possibly be like a fanboy, or maybe his PR, you know, media managing company, and they did it without his knowledge, Nike Media or something like that. That is one of the possibilities as well. And the other possibility is Hassan being a hypocrite again and being a staunch capitalist while grifting off the socialism title. Moving on to Hassan getting called out by a Democrat politician on TikTok. Basically, Hassan tweeted something similar to what he said in the past, that, oh, Democrats are the same as Republicans, they do the same thing. There's basically no point in voting, that's the implication.
Democrats, if they were in charge right now, would be doing 100% the exact same thing.
Taylor Coleman responds to Hassan showing up in her comments to say his Kamala tweet was a joke, says he contributes to voter apathy.
Well, it couldn't have been a joke because it wasn't funny. What is funny about it? What part of this is a joke that Kamala Harris wants her own Gestapo in America, given what we are watching the actual president do right now? Which part is the funny part? A third of this country is fully checked out from politics, fully disengaged from what is happening. At the exact moment when we need every single American to open their eyes and pay attention to what this administration is doing, not just to Americans, but to the entire world. And maybe this is something difficult for you to notice from in front of a computer in California. But for those of us in red states, we are facing the brunt on the front lines of the worst of what this administration is doing. You may not think that it matters who we have in office, but most of the most marginalized communities in this country live in red states. States where we need our neighbors to be fully tuned in to what is happening in this country so that they are motivated to get out and do something about it. And yes, that includes voting. When people who have built the biggest microphones talking about current events and politics use that to contribute to the narrative that politics does not matter, that causes an actual harm to those of us on the ground who are doing anything that we can to get people to open their eyes. And when we already have to overcome voter suppression, when we already have to overcome all of the hurdles that Republicans place in front of all of us to get access to the ballot box, y'all's contribution is contributing to the apathy that people already feel. What's the joke? What is the joke? Grow up.
Yeah, pretty much right after this, Hassan is gonna be like, why does the left hate me? Why do liberals hate me? Oh my god, why are they undermining their left flank? They're revolutionary, their only chance at winning. I'm the biggest leftist screamer, why do they do this to me? I just don't understand why he does this. He's gonna start arguing with random Twitter users like last episode, being like, you're not really liberal unless you support me, Hassan Piker, the terrorist supporter. That's your qualification for being liberal. I don't know, man. Let me guess some of the reasons. Maybe the fact that you're not a great ally at all. In fact, you're kind of an op-ed. One of the previous episodes, we saw that you were converting people to the far right because they watched your streams and realized that, wait a minute, this guy's a colossal moron. So they overcorrect and they go drastically to the opposite side and they get themselves into another radical cult. And that is the effect of watching the Hassan Piker stream. Either you go to the far left or you go to the far right because you're like, okay, this guy's insane, I gotta go to the opposite side, and both answers are pretty much wrong here. You gotta love how even the leftist politicians have zero respect for the grifter Hassan. As they should, that's how it should be. Remember when Hassan was getting mad at them for disavowing the terrorist organization Hamas and going, well, you probably shouldn't be chanting open support of Hamas in New York City. It literally like makes negative sense. You have to be terminally brain rotted to do that, and Hassan got all up in his panties going, no, how could they disavow the terrorists, the totally Israel dick riders right now? Oh, he's gonna be mouthing about this one. The worst thing for Hassan is looking uncool in front of kids. Oh yes, he's trying to get the youth to watch him as well. I feel like I remember so much now. Like, just making the series, like anytime anybody makes a comment about Hassan, I know the exact clip that references to like what he said regarding that situation. It's insane. I have an encyclopedia of knowledge. I have like a double PhD in this shit, dude. It's actually tragic. Telling Hassan to grow up, that's impossible. Dude is still acting like he's in high school, talking about pushing people in lockers. He did that to Asmongold last episode.
Right, this comment, and when it comes, we're gonna stuff these losers in the lockers on the internet, okay?
Subtle threat of sort of beating him up hypothetical ways. Still don't understand how anyone takes him seriously when he sees money, fame, and clout being the only factor that makes a person credible. This is my main complaint with Hassan. He kept demonizing Harris during the election, trying to equate it to a both sides issue, and now he's trying to lie and cover his tracks. Like, you just can't get the support of your liberal fan base or whatever when you just shit on them constantly. We all know he's gonna crash out on stream. Crash out shouldn't even be a word for Hassan. It's just his stream. Like, that is what he does.
How can I be okay?
Moving on to Asmongold being accused of being a PDF file, and apparently it all stems from deranged Hassan fans cooking up some narrative. So it all started with this tweet with 100k likes. Basically, we got Morally Dubious saying, if you ever feel unlovable, just know that Asmongold somehow managed to find a girlfriend, and if that subhuman cockroach can find love, you're more than capable. And we got a clip of Asmongold looking particularly possessed here, and we got the streamer Kaisi. Then we got Abraham Lincoln, very honest person here, 100k likes, right? He was 33 and she was 17. Asmongold is a PDF file. So, blatantly false statement, completely false information here, just lying out of his teeth here, and 100k likes on Twitter just because people don't like Asmongold. So anyways, Asmongold and his editor responded with the actual truth of the situation.
So basically, there's a post. This is a person that's like saying, like, this is actually crazy to say about somebody, right? Crazy to say. I'm thinking, like, you know, I'm already in a lawsuit, right? I'm already in a lawsuit. I'm already regularly talking to lawyers. Maybe I should sue this guy.
So I'm going to have to give this a big context. Normally a post like this with 100,000 likes would be career-ending for most streamers. In 2024, Asmund did a couple of streams with Kaisi. She has been a streamer on Twitch since 2018 and an adult content creator for years, way before meeting Asmund. After a couple of months of streaming with Asmund, Kaisi posted this on Instagram with the caption,
Happy birthday in advance to me, who is 18 every year.
She also immediately pinned and hearted this other comment to avoid any confusion because, of course, the implications would be insane, given she has posted adult content for years before this. But someone still went and changed her famous birthdays page using that date, the same page that basically says she started full-time streaming when she was 12. What's amazing is that we had the same thing happen last year. I'll let you guess from which community this came from.
Asmongold laughs at the attempt from haters on Reddit, accusing him of dating an underage girl, Casey, who is a streamer and in her 20s. Those allegations were proven false pretty quickly as the age didn't match up. I do have to point out that the accusation was levied from an obsessive Hassan fan. That subreddit and their mods allow this type of environment to attack Hassan's perceived enemies.
Right. Another classic case of the Diddy Piper influence. Now, of course, Hassan himself did not say this about Kaisi and Asmund, right? Now, he did say some other shit. It still implies that he's a PDF file, like with Fluffy or something. You know, here's a bunch of accusations out there. But this is just sort of consistent with the Hassan Piper slander. As we know, within 30 seconds of mentioning my name, he already falsely called me a PDF file defender and had his entire chat spamming that I support PDF files.
More Pegasus and Oh, hell yeah.
Pro PDF file YouTuber. Ladies and gentlemen, Hassan's chat right here. Remember it like it was yesterday. Really good time. You know, just a wonderful cult audience right there, believing everything he says without a second thought, without any evidence. It is absolutely pathetic. And I imagine a portion of his audience probably still believes that, a large portion, because they definitely did not watch the correction on my channel, right? And then these chatters would then go on to make a Twitter post about it and get a bunch of likes. And that is essentially how these types of situations actually happen. And I want you guys to understand that this is the long-term effects of something like this. When you have deranged members from his community cooking up stories like this, right? Which are easily disprovable. Eventually what happens is a portion of people are convinced that this is the truth, and then they say, oh, X person is a PDF file, because they didn't actually bother to do their research. They saw a Twitter post, they saw a comment in Hassan Piker's chat, or they read Hassan's subreddit and just sort of went with it. And I will say, even though Hassan is not directly doing it, at least this time, we all know the times he's directly done it, like calling Tectone a generational rapist, essentially saying that he inherited some SA genes or whatever. It still does irreparable damage, which is why Hassan Piker's lies and slander just needs to stop, right? This stuff needs to stop. And it's completely insane that you can get 100k likes, that's a lot of people, for a completely false statement. And that's just because people just have this sort of sentiment against you. So then Asmon continues saying that he might actually sue this person.
I saw this, bro. People love writing fan fiction. It is crazy. And to me, it's really funny for me to see this happen. They just run out of actual stupid things to complain about, and now they write out fan fiction as well. I don't give this a lot of attention. It's just bullshit. But yeah, Sonorbers, yeah, it's just, I don't know why you'd make up bullshit like that. 122,000 likes about me being a file. That's pretty crazy. And then you also have, by the way, the person blocked me. And I hate Asmongold, but what's the proof of any of this? Yeah, even people, we just make stuff up now. That's a serious accusation to tweet with no receipts. But you guys don't, by the way. I see some people saying the age of consent 17. Listen, if you are my age, if your age starts with a 3, you don't need to be dealing with anybody that's 17, okay? I'll talk to my lawyers next time I have a meeting with them. Then I'll see kind of what their input is, right? It's so cringe to see something like that happen. But unfortunately, that's just reality.
What's also reality is that Honest Abe here is going to make money from this post. But oh, would you look at that? His account is fully verified. Any idea how easy it is to subpoena a Twitch account? See you in court, Abe.
Oh my god, that would be absolute sin. Okay, he should, in my opinion, he should absolutely sue the living shit out of these people, because honestly, this is just unacceptable. These people legitimately think that they can hide behind anonymity. Oh, I'm Abraham Lincoln here, you know, I have no accountability on the internet, you know, we definitely cannot find the real person, or so they think. And this kind of reminds me of the H3 Snark mod situation, where these people are constantly lying and slandering and think that they are actually safe from consequences, and the second you put a spotlight on their behavior, they start, you know, panicking. They start getting like, oh my god, what the hell's gonna happen? And it appears this person has deleted their Twitter account in an attempt to hide, because when Asmon said that, hey, I'm going to sue you, they started shitting fucking bricks. Here we got the pinned comment. He just deleted his account on Twitter, attempting to flee. Oh my god. Unlucky for Mr. Abraham Lincoln, apparently. Dishonest Abe about to find out. Get the lawyer. What the actual frick? Sue? Yeah, I mean, like, it's such a blatant lie that is so easily disprovable. Like, people are getting way too bold now. Sue him now. They will never stop doing this to you until they start facing consequences. See you in court, Abe. Asmon might be nonchalant about it, but we know the editor doesn't F around. Do people using the internet have no concept of law anymore? That's literally illegal. Defamation 101. Well, they're basically hoping that, hey, I'm a random Twitter account. There's so many random Twitter accounts, they're engaging in defamation every single day. What are the chances that he's gonna go after me? That's essentially their logic there, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, he's gonna be mad about this, but he's not gonna be mad enough to actually sue, right? And that's what they're counting on. But unfortunately, sometimes you roll the dice and you get unlucky, you know? Asmongold versus Abraham Lincoln is gonna be a crazy court case. Bro, I swear to God, imagine recapping this situation in like years from now and everybody's confused because of AI and they're gonna be like, no, oh my God, Asmongold lived in the same timeline as Abraham Lincoln. Totally. Palpatine voice. Do it. The reason why these people have gotten so shameless is because no one ever sues them. Genuinely hope Asmon sues because these weirdos need a reality check. That's the thing. It's like so much of a headache to actually go through with it. That's what they're like sort of counting on. but apparently this person was scared shitless. By the way, even though this is not what happened at all, I do agree with the principle of the whole thing of that, oh, yo, if you're in your 30s, that you shouldn't be going after like a 17-year-old or something. That's just odd, all right? That's just weird. I don't know. 18 plus minimum, and even then it's like, come on, probably somebody closer to your age would generally be regarded as more normal, I'd say. But anyways, that's not even what happened in this case. Moving on to Hassan calling out people for being in a cult. Ironic. And essentially he posted this: I don't think we can live normally in a country where 20% of the population operates like this. We need cult deprogramming. And basically some context, this is a video where Trump supporters are being confronted by liberals, and basically they say that, would you be okay if Trump did X bad thing, like carpet bombed this state? And they basically go, yeah, if they had a reason for it. He probably had a reason for it. You know, not the brightest discourse, sort of blindly agreeing with anything Trump does. You should obviously question that. Granted, the people in this video are very dumb, but there's some additional context I found out. It's apparently a brother and a sister having a podcast with their mom and dad, and the brother and sister are liberals, and the mom and dad are Trump supporters, or like the mom is a little bit more neutral. And it's just sort of this ritual humiliation broadcasted for content online, and it's really, really weird shit to do for a family. I pray to God this is scripted, because like, imagine just getting online, just fighting with your parents every day and just trying to like humiliate them on the internet. This is deeply messed up.
No, it's because you're in a cult.
What if Donald Trump says, I want you to carpet bomb Oklahoma City, Levery? Do you think the Air Force should carry that out?
Yes.
There might be a reason.
This is insane.
This podcast was going well until that.
Levels, Oklahoma, you're like, yeah, okay, there must be a reason. Like, you literally can't be that dumb.
You know what the problem is? Mom and I don't believe he'll ever blow up Oklahoma because we're on his side, so is the whole state.
No, it's because you're in a cult.
You guys are worried and afraid because you live in a state where it might happen.
Okay, let's theoretically say that does happen. Let's say Trump sends in the Marines to Los Angeles, California, and let's say I'm out going to see a movie on a weekend, and he says, go into that shopping mall.
Under a truck.
Quiet piggy. He says, go into that shopping mall and kill everyone you see. And let's say I get gunned down by the Marines for just being at a mall.
Okay, number one,
all four.
Let's just take
Okay,
it
Dad,
one step
wait a minute,
further.
Mom, wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Dad, hang on, Mom. Dad, you just said you are for Donald Trump murdering me for no reason. You would support that.
If he walks into a mall with people with military,
There has to be a reason.
there's a reason. And I'm all for it. And the people in Los Angeles, California are as deserving of that asshole in New York City. You're all communists.
Right. Okay, I would say that this is pretty insane. As a neutral observer, regardless of who you support, you should obviously question what people do, right? And not blindly support them thinking, oh, this person will always have a good reason behind this. I trust this person wholeheartedly. That's a stupid thing to do, especially for politicians. But again, as I said, this whole podcast is extremely disturbing. How are they just okay humiliating or putting targets on the back of their parents every single day like this? I don't know, it's just really weird behavior. It seems like they're really hate their guts, and that's kind of how it goes with these sort of kids with different politics from their parents. And it's pretty mean too, like you call their own dad baby. I mean, I guess if they're Trump supporters, they don't deserve any respect. I guess that's the logic going on here. But this is such an American thing. Like, you know, usually you have some respect for your family, even if you disagree with their politics and stuff like that. But I don't know, bro. There's some mental illness going on here all around. And I really wonder how they agreed to do this in the first place. Like, they must be splitting revenue or just helping their kids, or it's like a skit. But it seems like the audience just shows up to shit on the parents repeatedly and go like, oh my god, look at how stupid these idiots are, and then that's like the whole thing. Anyway, so as I said, Hassan responded, we need cult deprogramming, and absolutely nobody's buying it. Why would you advocate for Twitch to take your channel down like this? I'm shocked, because obviously Hassan operates his own cult. What's Asmongold up to right now? Asmongold owns you. Starting with your Twitch channel, right? You fell for this obvious skit, so like I went to the channel, I can't really tell, honestly, it might legitimately be real, Sorry, did he say mom and also dad? Yeah, this is such a, like, what an absurd idea. What an absurd idea for a podcast. But apparently there's a podcast about anything these days. No contact from this moment on would be the only option. Yeah, I guess cutting off your parents is an amazing idea right there. I feel like that is your choice to do, obviously, but if you let politics, you know, dictate your life to this level where you can't even get along with your parents, I mean, I get it if it's they're like super extreme and they're like super like far right or something like that. Or, you know, if they're terrorist supporters or something like that, you know, that might make you scared for your life or something. But if they're just regular ass boomers or something like that, I mean, I don't know, man. This needs to be a serious national discussion. I live around a lot of these guys and they're not okay. Basic facts have become obscured. By the way, you're responding to Hassan right here. You do know that, right? Moving on to Sneeko versus Mizkif. Two Rhaegards fighting, my favorite show. Now, reminder, Mizkif is being canceled now for the allegations by Andrew of blackmail, abuse, essay, and more. So now he's desperate for viewership. Mizkif asked Sneeko for a gambling collab, but it didn't go as planned.
Mizkif is in my chat. Said, do you want to gamble with me tonight? No, Mizkif. Your PR's not doing well. By the way, Mizkif, because like I'm in the middle of a yap, I'm talking about things that are important, right? About how we're gonna go to war with a lot pretty soon. Mizkif, you remember when I was on Twitch for that 1 month before I got rebanned? And you said, oh, I'm a 3K viewer, Andy, and so you didn't want to collab because you were the big guy with 20K viewers? Oh, okay. Now you're getting canceled. People are calling you all types of stuff that I don't want to repeat right now. And now you want to gamble with me on Kick, huh? How the tables turn, huh? How the tables turn, Liz. I remember that. Remember that when I went over to Twitch after 2 years on Rumble? Oh, 3K viewer Andy. I don't want to go 3K viewer Andy. Now that you go, why don't you go gamble with Pokemon? Why don't you go gamble with Pokemon and Emerald? Go tap dance with fucking Valkyrie and Cinna. What happened? All your favorite collabs you can't get anymore because they're calling you a misogynist? Rapist? Ah! It's okay, it's okay. Now have fun with the gambling over there. I don't do that brain rot. Can't gamble. I don't want to go, promote more the wall right now.
Oh my god, you know you're cooked when Sneeko, of all people, has the upper hand on you. Oh brother, that is embarrassing. So essentially Mizkif was trampling on people on his way up in the streaming ladder, treating people like trash. And now that he's down, right, now that he's getting canceled, he is begging for that clout back. And who is he begging to? Sneeko. Ay, bro. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. You're cooked. You're the definition of my intros. You're cooked. People responding to heartwarming, the worst people you know are all fighting. I think he low-key has a humiliation fetish. He should collaborate with iDubbbz. Oh, imagine he has iDubbbz for a collab. That's beyond rock bottom. Gotta hand it to Miz on this one. He did the impossible in making Sneeko look good. Truly impressive. Sneeko's such a wild card. I don't like him. Most of the time he's an embarrassment. Occasionally he stars the line and he has a base moment like this. Terrible person occasionally does things that are not terrible. It's a pretty low bar, my dude. Even mass murderers can be nice to dogs and shit. Go tap dance with Valkyrie and Sin. That is diabolical. Was it really that long ago that Miz was grandstanding with Hassan and Pokey against gambling on Twitch? Mostly targeting Train and XQC. What a turn of events ever since then. Yes, he was actually doing like this whole boycott. He was like, we can't let Kick get away with this. We can't let the gamblers win. And they're like, we should totally boycott this whole thing. You know, make these people stay on this platform. XQC cannot get away with this. The evil gambler. And now the money's run out in Mizkif. Hey, you want to go gambling with me? Like, bruh. Pokemon was the only reason he took that stance. He wanted so badly to fit in with the LA streamers. He probably doesn't have money to retire and still makes a shit ton of money in Kick. I don't know, he might have spent it all on substances apparently, but he's probably mentally broken. That's just not worth the price. Also, this just shows that he's a fake person. I don't care if he did it because, oh, he wanted to get along with Pokey. Gambling collab. Sad state of affairs for live streaming. Lol, I hate Sneeko, but it's awesome to see Miz being shit on, lol. Somebody responded with Sneeko's video. I have a confession. Cuties is my new favorite film.